Hi, so we're back in September, nice day, so time to sort out my soft brakes. Now, realistically, the soft brake issue is probably some air in these front brakes. It could also be the fluid's got a little bit contaminated because these are old rubber lines and an old master cylinder that may not have been cleaned out perfectly, so it could have been a bit of contamination as well. If I did a proper brake flush, it would probably sort most of my issues out, but I'm not happy with rubber lines, and I thought to myself, if I'm going to be bleeding the brakes, I might as well see if I can replace the rubber lines for steel braided lines. So I went on out and gone shopping. The other reason is the brake line that goes between the master and the central head stem has a weird loop to it. It's not the correct unit. I just used what I had to make everything work to get through the MOT. So I've gone out and I bought a box of EBC brakes. They're the only ones I've found who did the K100 front brake line setup with the fork stem in a box with the whole kit, which comes with the two lines that go down to the side, and importantly, the central line that goes from the brake master into the split. And it also came with, so which went in the box, all the various gubbins, washers, nuts, joining sections to make it all work. So I've gone for those. They were, I think, about £100 off of eBay. I'm not opposed to that as a price point. I think if it firms up my brakes, it'll be great. So as I say, it's probably just bleeding, but since I'm going to be bleeding and flushing everything anyway, I might as well put on the new lines, and then I'd be much more happier that I know everything that was old here has been replaced. So that's the job. To do it, it should just be a case of 14mm spanner ratchet to get all the nuts off. There's an 11, which is the hardline connector to the braided lines. And then it's just taking off all the pads, which is screwdriver for the top there so I can drain it out. And for me, it's a 10mm nut on this side and an Allen key on that side, because again, I just used what hardware I've got. So that's the job for today. First thing I think I'm going to do is get that drained, get this off, see if I can get this top line replaced. So let's bring you in closer so you can see what I'm doing. So on mine, as I mentioned, to get this pad off, I've got a mix of bolts. So just down here is a little 4 Allen. Then on this side, there's just a 10mm underneath here. Let's just rotate that back. Gain a bit better access. My nut's not. That all comes off. So you can see the line here. That's what we're looking to replace with a shorter line. Hopefully that is a 14. Yeah, excellent. Right, so before anything else, let's get this top piece drained. And to avoid damaging my paintwork any further, I've got a cloth. And what I'm going to do is just suck with a little syringe the fluid into this container here. Okay, that's the worst of that out. Let's just give it a little soak up. Take the worst of the filth out. Right, so we are going to take this one off Hurst here to replace it with our new one that goes like so and like so. Now I'm going to go from the underside of the actual master first. Now to get this fitted, all I need to do is have the banjo set like so. Then this piece goes through as so. And then another ring there, and then that gets put in place underneath. Right, I've just loosened that. Get a bit of tissue paper ready to pick up any drips that drip out, because there probably will be some straight away. Right, that is off. And then we want our new one. pop that in there for the time being. Double check my routing. Like so, wasn't it? Yep. Get that in place. Now I'm only going finger tight for the time being, just so I can make sure I've got everything routed as I want it. Because I got a feeling, yeah, I just made a mistake because it doesn't fit under the switch gear. Loosen it back off again. Let's grab another cloth and get that tight, cleaned up, because we don't want brake fluid everywhere. It is, after all, corrosive. I wasn't expecting as much to come out, actually, because it's draining the pot, but there's still quite a bit in that line. Right, now that nut comes off, and that means we can get rid of this and connect that one across. Right. Let's get that out of the way. Now the job is to get this one in its place. It should be like so. So, washer through the top, washer at the bottom, rotate into place, get it threaded. Now again, I've only gone finger tight, so I'm just going to give this one a slight nip, just to avoid any fluid dripping out onto the paintwork. And let's give that all a wipe. And that's the top hosing done, which is nice and smooth. Pad goes in place over that, securely loops through and under, connects to the top. So next up is this cable that goes from this hard line here up to the hard splitter there. Now I've checked this and it looks to be the correct one, which is awesome. So far this is going quite smoothly. I believe it's a 14 and an 11 to split there, and just a 14 on that one. And I shall see if I require any washers or joiners, because it has provided me these joining sections here, and I'm not quite sure where they're needed. So we shall discover that in a second. I would imagine it's between either there and there. What there and there, I think it's there and there, but we'll find out. I think I'll disconnect from the bottom so I can let the fluid drain if I need to. Oh, that's come off really well. That gives us that space. Much better access with that off. You can see what's going on a bit more. So that's a lot of fluid coming out. I should have thought about this prior. Right. There we go, that drips into there. Right, so we live on that. So the technique is you disconnect this bottom one, which spins nicely, to frees up the top, which means it should free up there in a second. Now I'm just going to let that drain for a moment. Right, now I should be able to twist this top one off, twisting the whole shaft. There we go. And yes, if you look there, you can see that is where this top section needs to go in for the new one. So I'm going to build that one up and get that put in place. Right, new one's ready to go in. Interestingly, that's 13 on one side and 14 on the other. Don't know why, but yeah, 13 on one side, 14 on the other. So first thing is, let's get this one threaded in. So as I say, this one's 13 up here, and then this is going on to there. But first, I've got to remember this. Now, was it this way? That looks more like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Get that in place. And then this should hopefully, and it does. Okay, we'll go with that type for now. I'm going to leave this loose until I bled everything. But that is that side done. What I'll probably do now is nip around the other side, do that quickly, and then show you the whole setup. That's the 14 side connected through, the grommet which mounting, and as we run up, just at that T-piece there, that's the connector. Alright, that is both sides with the cables fitted. Just around here, what I'm going to do now is go around, give everything a torque up, and then start pushing the fluid through. See how we get on. So much air coming out. This will be sometimes. Wish my suction thing was working, rather than having to do this the manual way. I've bundled the bike back up together, just torqued everything back down, bled the brakes. Actually bled a lot easier this time. Whether I'm getting better at bleeding these brakes or not, or maybe it's just the lines less spongy, I'm not sure, but it bled relatively well. It feels firm. Don't see any bubbles. It's all come through clear. That's gone, pad's gone back on. Everything's got torqued back up and put in place. Look at these old lines. I mean, visibly, they inspect fine. There's still plenty of give in them. You know, it doesn't look like there was anything wrong with them. So it does make me feel that I've done this purely because I wanted to rather than needed to. At least from visual inspection. You can't really tell what it's like inside. Maybe it has a little bit of deterioration under pressure and that's given a sponge, but the fluid that came out was awful. So I'm more likely leaning to the fact that the fluid was just terrible and it needed fresh fluid, which I have. I got the Manol .4 stuff. It's gone through. It seems fine. So realistically, the next job for me is take this bike for a ride and see how it actually feels on the road. So I'm going to pack all this away and go from there. But all in all, 100 quid for the parts. Maybe an hour's labour of me getting it all fitted. And if nothing else, I feel better knowing that I've got braided lines. They're not the old rubber, so it's refreshed a lot more of the braking system, says that. I might replace the pads now with the same brand EBC pads, because they're not EBC in there at the moment. So maybe I'll do that next, just to kind of say that's the whole lot refreshed, because I'm still using some quite old pads. But for now, that's that. Thanks very much, and if anyone's got any other suggestions on basically upkeep or things I'm missing that I should be doing on a bike, do let me know. Alright, thanks very much.